This week's progress has been good. As I said, I've been training for over 27 years. I've had plenty of time of lifting 200 kilo. I'm over this phase. All it worries to me is how it feels in my muscle, what it looks like, and I would rather have a bigger, fuller muscle because that is not my interest at the moment. My interest is how good does it look on stage. It doesn't matter anything else. So beside the point, I don't go heavy during a dieting phase. The only time I will go heavy is if I'm pushing a little bit. I only try to go to about 80% though, but the volume increases because of this factor. During this period of time, I just work on higher volume where if I was bulking up or I was trying to get, a bit more size there, the volume would die down, but the weights would get a bit heavier during that period of phase. Like in the past as well, I try to explain in all these other advanced techniques that I use when I've been trying to speak to people online and things. And because the message is so short, I can't fully explain what the technique is, and they try to pick the technique away to make themselves feel smarter and better, but they only pick and choose parts of the technique or parts of the principle that they want to use from it without having the full facts and actually how to integrate and use the principle correctly. And I don't have time to go through anymore and be wasted on giving that energy to do that. I will release the videos about the technique and the principle here so it's done all in one go. So you'll understand exactly how to do it, how to integrate it, and then I'm not falling for their manipulation and toxic traits. Anyway, beside the point, so everything is been moving along quite well. I don't have any complaints. Like it says, my legs have, I think I've shrank down a little bit at the moment due to the calipers. I'm at 9% now, so that's quite well. My body fat percentage reckons I've only got to lose get down to about 108 kilos now, where 4 weeks ago, or whatever, I was about 14% body fat, and I reckoned I would have been about 101, 102. So that's a big increase. So if we can keep that muscle density going up and the muscle mass coming up, as I'm coming down, everything will be quite on track. So fingers crossed everything happens along like that. Food's been good. The only difference is this week, this over these last 4 weeks, what I actually did do, I added in a high calorie day. So I had about 400 grams of carbohydrates and kept my protein about the same. I didn't really drop it too much. Then I had a low day after that to make the insulin sensitivity spike for one day and come in, and it made my digestion a lot better during that period of time, and I had a really good response for it. I tracked over the whole period. If you want to check Instagram out, you'll see it's on one of my shorts. It has my calipers there, my weight, and the weight that I calculated each day. So at the end of that day, I gained like 5 kilo, whatever. It was like insane. I blew up a lot on that day. But yeah, because that morning I was back to about 117, and I just slowly, gradually chipped at it. I basically got back to the same weight that I was. I lost 200 grams at the end of the 7 days. So, it was quite effective and well. But by saying that, I'm not going to integrate that all the time. That was the first time that was integrated in 7 weeks. I'm sorry, not 7 weeks, in 11 weeks, sorry. And that was strategically placed on a leg day to get the most benefit from it. So it was just not sporadically there because I want a diet break. I don't give a shit about that. That's not the thing. And like I says, I eat very clean carbohydrates. I don't flexible diet. I don't do that. So like I says, I'm going to bring a different total look because of this. But anyway, so yeah, that's quite well. Training. So I've got to do some manipulation with the training. I've got majority of my muscle memory back now in through my hamstrings and my calves and my forearm. So I'm not going to be able to bring them up too much more. So now it's a factor of holding on to them, adjusting the volume, so I can mess with that because like my calories are down to about 2,400, and I particularly don't want to pull any food away now. I did pull a little bit of food away. I could have kept it higher. I would have had a bigger fuller look by keeping it higher, but I'll adjust that now because then what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm not going to adjust the food. What I'm going to adjust is the cardio by adjusting the training. So the reason for this is then I can add my morning cardio session and an afternoon cardio session. And the same when I do the either weight session, but I'm going to throw in my auxiliary muscle groups. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be structured. I think what I've been debating over the last week, I think I'm going to go with a 6-day split, pumping legs in there twice, splitting the legs up, and then in the afternoon doing the auxiliary muscle groups that I need, the extra work that I've got the muscle memory back from over the 27 years of training. So, like I said, sometimes things get missed, especially when you do a 5-day split, like when you're in your other bulk phase, you just got your hour of training or whatever. With this style of training, so once I do add the cardio and the other, so I should be up to about 3 hours of training every day. That can increase as I'm going along and moving along more. Like it says, don't be afraid of training. Like it's just only under eating. If you're recovering enough, and you can handle it, especially at this time, because my hit rate increases, so then my calorie output increases as well. And plus, I'm posing on every training day. I am meant to be posing every day, but on my rest days, I don't do cardio or I don't pose, but that's only going to be 1 day a week coming up. At the moment, my training cycle works every 4 days and then I have one rest day, but I've got a lot of volume over that period of time and I'm smashing a lot. So it'll be similar, but slightly a little bit different. And yeah, I think that's it. So like it says, posing, there's a couple of posing things I've got to work on a little bit more. Got to try to work on pulling the left shoulder out and up more. So I'm going to have to mess with that. And I've got a couple of tweaks to mess with the front abs. So I'll mess with that, and we'll see how that goes over that time. Hopefully that works well. I haven't been going to in the gym as much at the moment. I will work on going back into the gym just to work on some little bit of auxiliary machines that I don't got here. Because as you all know, due to it being called Shed Powers, I usually train at home in my shed. It's quite hot at the moment, so it's like a big sweat box for me when I end up training in there. But that's all good. As I said, I've shut everything down, so I'm not taking on any more clients. I will start taking on more clients in the off season. I'll keep you guys posted for when that all opens up. But at the moment, you guys have got a free app that gives you exactly your diet. You put your weight in, and then as you add your weight in, it will let you know by your weight and your height and your gender on what you need to eat, and you can press shuffle and it will change your food types around for you. There's also a couple of this basic training ones in there. If you want more dedicated ones, I've got a $7 plan, and I've got a bigger plan with 109 different food choices that you can pick from, and pick all the different types of foods from that and manually pick them and how many meals you want to eat, and it will calculate it all for you and save it. And that's the advantage of it. With the paid version, it gets saved in your data, so you always will go in and it will have all that information in there for you. Yeah, so that's perfect. That I am sort of lucky, I've had the advantages of my missus cooking all my food, so that's been quite well. I appreciate that for her doing that for me, so it makes life a lot easier for me, so I can just do what I've got to get done, and just whinge sometimes if I'm late. I probably shouldn't, but it is what it is, suppose. Excited to bring you guys this transformation as it's going in its part. Also, if you have any questions, either let me know on Instagram or let me know here, and we can make some other videos and some other types of things. If any other types of videos you want, or you want some more specific how-to videos, let me know, and I can work on them in the off season. There's a whole heap of free how-to videos for you guys there to help you with your technique, your form, your training, and anything else you need. Because like I said, at the moment, my coaching services are not available for one-on-ones, but it is available for the food calculator and the other things if you want to check the website.